Go back to the last time the Super Bowl was in New Orleans, and when you first got an inkling that there was an issue with the power outage.
Hey, Dan, I got to give it to you, brother. You come up with the best questions. Just no one like you. So obviously, I'm not ready for that answer if I want to really give it a thought, but it's easy. Okay. I was there with Phil Simms. It was like 9:38 to go in the third quarter. The Ravens had the football at roughly their own 43-yard line, and there was a Flacco handoff, and there was a run up the middle, and all of a sudden, all my monitors went this black, complete dark. And in my headset, I can't hear me finishing the call. I was in the middle of a call. So I just thought there was a power surge in the booth. But, right after that, of course, in a millisecond, you realize the lights are out. The whole thing's coming down. The whole broadcast is probably off the air. I mean, you had to do some quick processing about what was happening. So I have no link to the truck. I can't hear from the producers. I don't have any visual cues. We're all in the dark, figuratively and literally. But my cell phone was working. So I called Lance Barrow, our producer in the truck. Now, that was a dumb thing to do because he was just as, I'm sure, he was more in the center of the storm than I was, but he didn't pick up. But I was trying to just, hey, what's going on? And then I thought, let me call Melissa. You guys all know Melissa. She's been my chief of staff for a quarter of a century. And I called her cell phone and said, what in the world is happening right now? And she explained that we were knocked off the air. You had all kinds of really not so good thoughts at that point. This is 2013. You're wondering is it a terrorist attack? You hate to even say it, but you don't know what it is. And as you know, it took 35 minutes before everything was restored. And that overshadowed really what was a compelling game right down to the wire. People forget San Francisco had 4 plays inside the 10-yard line in the last minute to try to win the game. 4 incompletions. Kaepernick on 3 of them to Michael Crabtree, all defended and incomplete. It was a game that was in the 30s. It was a 1-score game, and no one remembers that. All they remember is the night the lights went out in New Orleans.
I also remember Steve Tasker being pressed into service as sort of the guy on duty. He was like the night watchman, and his microphone was working, and he kind of was hosting the Super Bowl.
We could not find. Well, first off, the studio show is in one of those collapsible sets that takes 4 or 5 minutes to get it standing. And JB and all the crew were hurriedly getting into place, but you were looking for someone to be able to be on mic and to help carry the moment. And Phil and I had no line of communication. We're still out. And Steve filled in brilliantly.